Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little quick update for you guys on my brow routine. I do have a few videos on my channel of how I do my brows, but I know a lot of you guys have noticed that I did change my brows, and it's not so much that I changed the actual routine itself, it's just because my brows are a little bit more fuller, so I don't have to actually go in there and do too much work to them. I already cleaned up my brows, I got them threaded, and a lot of you guys have been asking me about my bleaching and how I have been lightening them. I'm not going to demonstrate how I do it. If you follow me on Snapchat, I did a demo on there. I will do another one if you do follow me on there. It's Evettexo. If you guys want to follow me on there, just because I already finished my makeup and I didn't even think about it until after I had already done my makeup. But I will let you guys know what I use. I've been using the Salon Care in a 40 volume with just a quick white bleach. So I picked this up at Sally's. I'm not a professional like hairstylist or anything like that, so use this at your own risk, but I used the 40 volume just because I feel like it lightens them quicker. If you're just starting off, I would definitely use a lower number, maybe like a 20 to start off. I use a 40 with a little bit of bleach. I mix these two together and then I apply them directly to my brows. I literally leave them for about like 40 seconds, almost like a minute. I do not let it go over that because there has been times when I'm like, okay, let me just leave it in for a little bit longer, and I come out with blonde eyebrows. So be very careful when you're lightening them. I only lighten them about 1 to 2 shades lighter than my natural brows because me personally, I have very thick, coarse hair. So whenever I go in there with like a pencil or a shadow, I tend to see that my brows get really dark and they don't look very natural. So by lightening them, I'm able to apply a lighter color like a brunette, a light blonde, a light brown, and not have to go towards those dark colors. Yeah, that's basically all that there is as far as the lightening goes and how I prep my brows. So if you guys are interested in the tutorial, then just keep on watching. So like you guys can see, my left brow is finished and my right brow still needs some shading in. So for my type of brow, naturally the arch is pretty high, so we're only going to go in there and just thicken it up a bit and give the illusion that my brow is a little bit thicker than it really is. The products that you're going to need are the Brow Definer by Loreal, the Morphe Pallette in Brow 8, your preference of concealer. I'm going to be using the Tape Shape by Tarte, and whatever foundation you're going to be wearing that day. Today we are going to be applying the Stick foundation by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this one is in the shade Tan. So the first step is to line the brows. So I'm going to go in there with my Loreal brow pencil, and I'm going to begin from the corner towards my nose and work it up towards my brow. I'm going to create a straight line going up towards my arch, and then I'm going to bring it down like that. And then once that line is made, I'm going to go in there and just feather in some lines. So this is going to give like a hair-like stroke. That way we can create those hairs that aren't there. Your spoolie is going to become your best friend because you're going to be able to just thin everything out evenly, comb it out, and just make it look a lot more natural. Just go in there. By doing the stroking of the pencil, it's like if you're creating hairs. You're not going to go in there and like fill it in. You're going to create just little hairs in between the brow to make the illusion that there's actually hairs there. Then you're going to go in with the back of the spoolie and feather everything in and just clean it up. So then once that bottom outline is done, you're going to grab your pencil once again and towards the top, follow your natural arch and just focus on filling in those areas where there's no hair. So once you've connected the brow on the top, do you guys see how there's like an empty space there? I'm gonna go in there in the same way, just do feather-like strokes. But this time I'm going down because naturally my hair would go down there. And then the back of the spoolie to blend everything together. Okay, so once we've created the outline of the brow, we're gonna go in there with a Morphe brush and the Morphe palette. So this is the Morphe palette Brow 8. I do have a coupon code with Morphe. It's pizza. If you guys want to pick up this brow palette, I've mentioned it many times. I've been using this for about 3 years now, and I live by this palette. And then I have a angled Morphe brush. This one doesn't have a number on it, but I'm pretty sure if you just put like angled brush, it'll come up. We're gonna grab a little bit of product. I'm gonna go in with the shade right next to like the granite color. I wouldn't go in, if you have black hair, I feel like naturally we want to do like a really dark brown, but I do lighten my brows. So because I lighten them, I'm gonna go in a shade lighter mixed with maybe like this more of a brown tone here to give my brows a natural look. I don't want to do something black because when you walk around and you finish your whole face, you don't want everybody to just see your brows. Like you don't want to just walk around and be like brows. Like we want to be able to make sure that our face blends and everything is evenly. So we're going to go in there with the pencil. We're going to go in there with the brush, and we're only going to shade in the areas that need some coloring, which would be those empty spaces that we were talking about earlier that we weren't able to fill in with the pencil. We're just going to lightly feather in some color, and you want to be very lightly. A little definitely goes a long way. Because remember guys, the style right now is to have natural brows, so we don't want to overdo it with the color. And then you could go in there and comb it out with your spoolie. And that's pretty much it. Now we're just going to go in there and, so now going in with a concealer brush. This one is by Coastal Scents, and it's just a really small concealer brush. I like to work with really small brushes because I feel like I have more control over it. I'm gonna go in with a concealer right under my brow. So I'm gonna go with something that's 2 shades lighter than my natural skin tone, just because I'm gonna be able to also use this as a base for my eyeshadow. So I am gonna bring it down. I'm gonna add a lot of concealer to make sure that my brow looks really crispy at the bottom and clean. Because if I didn't do my brows, I did my brows already, but say for whatever reason I don't have my brows done, it's going to cover up all of that hair. So I'm going to grab the product and I'm going to clean up the brow. And then I'm gonna grab my foundation. This is the Stick Foundation by Anastasia. I'm just going to grab some of that product onto my brush. And this one is in the shade Tan. And I'm going to outline the top. Okay, so a lot of people don't really like to clean up the top of the brow. I personally don't like to go in there with concealer just because I don't want to highlight around my brow. I go in with the foundation that I'm going to be wearing that day because I do find it easier to blend everything out once I apply the foundation up on top. And I do feel like it gives a much sleeker look when I do clean up the top area. So definitely go in with the foundation and not the concealer. I forgot to mention one last product that you're going to need. So we're going to go in there with some brow gel. This one's the Great Lash by Maybelline. And we're going to just make sure all of our hairs stay in place. And that is what your brow should look like when you're finished. I'm going to go in there and finish off the rest of my face, and I will be right back. So I went ahead and finished off my face. I did something very soft natural. I just wanted you guys to see how your brows would look once your full face is done. This was a very quick tutorial. I really hope you guys all enjoyed it. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If there's any products that you want me to try out that you've been loving for your brows, definitely comment them below. I would love to see and hear your guys's, opinions, or what you guys have been using that has been working for you guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and until next time, love you guys.